One of the most dramatic booths here at PAX is the Sega booth with Total War Warhammer II's very prominent dragon behind us. This is Richard Aldridge, who works at Creative Assembly.
That's right.
Congratulations on the success of Total War Warhammer. Popped on the scene last year. You guys got a sequel already.
Sure do, and this is going to be bigger, more explosive, more colourful, more exotic, as you can see from the Carnosaur just behind us. You know, you're going to have lush jungles of Lustria, the Southlands, the desert, the waste, where the Skaven are going to be scuttling around and trying to come across and do all sorts of nasty things to lizard men. And then you've got the cold, bitter north of Nagaroth and the beautiful island of Ulthuan, where the High Elves dwell.
Was this marriage between Games Workshop and Creative Assembly, like, were you guys like doing a dance around each other for many years, and then you came together? It's like the perfect fit.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah, we absolutely were. You know, we had to get to the right moment in time where we felt comfortable we could do the license justice. And I think Games Workshop, you know, they fully got behind us, and they've really allowed us to go to town with, you know, bringing this wonderful IP, this universe of rich lore, you know, together. And now on Warhammer 2, we get to go crazy stuff, you know, big massive dinosaurs shooting laser beams out.
Don't you have dinosaurs on top of dinosaurs in your game?
We do. So lots and lots of fun there.
That's amazing. All right, so you've got every piece of content in the world and all the characters that you had from the first game included in the sequel, and then how much more stuff have you got coming?
So what we've got in this new Vortex campaign is you've got the 4 brand new races, all starting on their own different continents. You've got 2 legendary lords per race, and they've got some different starting positions. So, you know, that was one of the things that people were crying out from the first Total War, that we want to see people in different places so you can have a totally different campaign. So that is what we wanted to do, and we've done that. So you have a lot of fun there.
Take us into what makes a Creative Assembly Total War RTS distinct from something like, say, the Relic ones, or you know, they've got an Age of Empires game coming out. Yeah, what makes it different and more unique?
I think that what makes Total War just different is the fact that you've got a massive campaign game where you can then dive straight into a real-time battle with thousands of troops. And in the case of this, you've got many different races. We've also got rogue armies this time, which are basically hybrid armies. So you might have some wood elves in there and some beastmen, and they're all themed around these lords who are controlling weird and wacky and wonderful units. So we've got one guy who's basically a goblin, like Beastmaster, and he's got all sorts of weird trolls with him, and Minotaur units, and all sorts of nasty, ugly stuff. So I don't think anybody else does anything quite like that.
So you guys are known for making some really complicated real-time strategy games that have lots and lots of layers and lots of depth, and that's the Total War franchise and its historical settings. Does this license give you a little bit more freedom to be a little more inclusive and over the top and zany and violent?
Absolutely, and that's why, you know, I love working on this, because it's like there's lots of grey areas. You know, there's a rich lore that we get to work with, but there's lots of pieces where people don't quite explain what does this place look like, or how would this, you know, creature move. So we really get to sort of, you know, join up the dots, so to speak, and have a blast with it. But, you know, we keep very much, you know, the essence of the lore, you know, what Games Workshop have been building for many years now. But it's very freeing compared to some of the historical titles that we've all worked on. But it also feels similar because, like I say, we've got years worth of lore, years worth of rule books, and there's just so many characters to dig deep down and into and find out what's cool and interesting about them.
What did you learn about Games Workshop that you started to kind of work with them, and where I guess you had to go and visit the team and kind of, what surprised you about the way that they do their business over there?
I think what surprised us is how much they are very much like us. They, you know, I can't talk on their behalf, obviously, but we love this game, and I think, you know, Games Workshop would probably feel, you know, equally passionate about what they do. But yeah, for us, it's a dream come true. It's a great match, a great unison of 2, you know, British studios creating this fabulous content.
That's awesome. Now, you guys obviously have been in the computer realm for a long time, making a diverse lineup of titles for us. Thank you. We like that diversity. We like that originality in your concepts. do you also play the pen and paper Warhammer games? Were you guys?
Yeah. So you know, we have. We've been very lucky that they've sent lots of miniatures down. We actually have a Warhammer room.
Really?
Yeah. So
this is not just BS. You've made it. No.
We have a proper room with a big table set up, cabinets lined with miniatures. I mean, I've painted a whole Lizardman army. I mean, that dude behind us, Krotgar and his Carnosaur. That's my model. So so we play that. And you know what? It's one of the best ways to understand how to make our game. Because once you understand the tabletop rules, you understand what's key and important and how the flavor comes out, and then how we can make each race feel totally different from one to the next.
Did you see a lot of people filtering from your historical-based Total War games to Warhammer and sort of saying, okay, this is not. I'm not learning about the past so much, but I'm entering a whole great new fantasy realm.
We've seen a few people who are a little bit. I'm not sure. It's not maybe my thing, but they got to see that it was Total War through and through. So you still got a grand campaign strategy there. You got deep immersive battles, and gradually people have gone, I'll give that a shot, and they've liked it. They've really liked, the fact we get to go over the top, and we really get to build up characters and give them lots of cool little trinkets and magical items. And now they've fully absorbed into it. I mean, many people here at the show I've been chatting to, they're saying, yeah, I'm now reading the books, I'm reading the army books, I'm buying the miniatures. I've damaged my bank account for going and doing that. So yeah, it's great.
Now you guys are obviously you're part of the Sega family, and as is Relic, and Relic has worked on some great Warhammer 40,000 RTSs. Did you guys have any contact with them at all to talk about how to work with Games Workshop or anything? I know it's distinct versions of the franchise.
Absolutely. I mean, they do a wonderful job. They got their own titles with the Dawn of War series. We are a sister studio, so we may speak for them from time to time, but Total War, we've been doing it a long time now. We've been refining it, we've been improving it, we've been listening to everybody's feedback. Keep posting on the forums, keep telling us what is right or wrong on Reddit and all those other places, because this is our baby and we want to do it justice for you.
When you make a game like this, which is so over the top and so filled with like magic and cool effects, and how do you go back to like the 1800s and have muskets and can you go back to that?
Absolutely, and there's loads of great stuff there. I mean, if you played any of our previous historical titles, there's loads of depth there. There's loads of history and characterization to bring out. I mean, Shogun 2 is one of my favorite projects that I've ever worked on, and that's a really small, condensed campaign game, set in feudal Japan, but there's so much rich content there, and we can take other time periods and do that justice too. So hopefully you'll get to see that in a not too near distant future.
Cool. Well, you guys work with the Halo team, and now you've worked with the Games Workshop team. Is there another, franchise or some kind of property out there that you guys dream about or circle around or would love to do?
You never know, right? I mean, we're open to anything, and if they line up like they did with Games Workshop, then maybe we take that chance. But at the moment, we're super excited for this. We've got, this second game is massive. Imagine by the time we do the third game and we've bought on all the other races, this one's going to be around for a while, and we're loving it.